tonight's special guests, Asif Akbar and Anthony Sant'Anselmo. Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? Did you make it through the holidays? Did you not kill your relatives? I hope so. Where's my little Kevin? I don't have a little Kevin. No, that's a big Kevin. I want a little Kevin. There's a little Kevin.
There you go.
Okay, shut up, Kevin. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you didn't annihilate your relatives. You didn't punch people. You didn't argue. Well, you know what? Zoom, you can kind of get away with it. You could just mute it and say, hey, fuck you. You're a jerk. You know, whatever you want to do. You can make fun of them behind their back. That's the great thing about text messaging, by the way. You can actually text people in front of them behind their back. It's awesome. I love it. I highly recommend it. I'm very hyper today because I am just so happy. That's me. Yes, Danny McDermott. Thank you. In case you didn't know, I am the host of the show. So, Kevin, give me a word.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. There's dark, there's light, there's all kinds of chocolate. You know, it's, poop looks like chocolate when you wipe it. You know, chocolate is crazy. Chocolate is something that they invented just to make people insane. Just to make people want. They say that chocolate actually gives the same feelings as sex. I don't find that official. I really don't find that true. Okay, you know what? That's not a good word, Kevin. Give me another word. I'm just gonna riff because I didn't write a monologue tonight.
Standoffish.
Standoff. That's a hyphenated word, Kevin.
Standoffish.
That's another hyphenated word, Kevin. All right. You know what? Hyphens. Hyphens are awesome. You know when hyphens are really useful when they have a woman has three names. That's when they hyphenate their name just so they're like, hey, yay, yo, do not flirt. Do not flirt. I'm Sarah Connor Johannathon. Do not. I'm married. That hyphen means married. Stay away. Stay away from me. What else, Kevin? Come on, one more.
That's a blockchain of good decisions.
That's a whole slew of words, Kevin. Slews of words. Why do people just blurt words?
That's
like
what the hyphens are. When a woman gets married and she keeps adding names, it's like a blockchain of poor decisions.
That's only if she keeps them. That's only
that is correct.
Oh my God, what a week! You like my ghost drink here?
I do.
Yes.
If you get pulled over after the show, that actually lowers your blood alcohol content because the beer was ghosting you.
Exactly. There you go. You know, I was pulled over by the cops. Actually, you ever go through a cop checkpoint? This is the best thing you could do. When the cop goes, "Were you drinking tonight, sir?" Go, "Not yet." I did that, and the guy laughed his ass off, let me right through. No test, no nothing. That's the way you got to do it, folks. That's the way you got to do it. So who's drinking for the holidays? Everybody drinking? I'm Daniel Patrick McDermott, and I'm an Irishman, and I like to drink my drink. I was born under the sign of Guinness. I was born in the bar under the sign. That was my first bar fight. The bastard spanked me. What do you expect me to do? There you go. How about that, Kevin?
Not too bad.
Was that a good monologue?
For the St. Patrick's Day episode.
We got to do a St. Patrick's Day episode.
We should.
All right, let's make Kevin big. Come on.
All right.
That's the monologue. Woo! That's the monologue for when you don't write a monologue. Where's my big Kevin? I have a little Kevin. There was my big Kevin. Yes. Let's bring Suzanne on. I want to say hi to her. I want everybody to say hi to her. Hey. Oh, we can't hear you.
Hello, everyone.
There we go. She is awesome. She is helping us make this show great. If it weren't for her, honestly, the show would be crap. It would be total crap. It'd be horrible. It'd be just me. It would just be me and a half disintegrated Kevin.
That could still happen.
And by the way, that disintegration right there is Kevin's fault, not Susanna's. Susanna's the best. Thank you, Susanna.
Thank you. Have a great show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susanna.
She is awesome. I'm so happy. So happy.
Yes, she is.
While you were sitting on your ass all day at work, she was helping me work this stuff out, Kevin.
She's the wizard behind the curtain.
When are you going to quit your job and work for free for me? When are you doing that?
I've got it penciled in 17 years.
I love the groan. Oh, it's awesome. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy. I think we got a crack team of people here. I'm sorry Carrie can't be here because she's on vacation. And
we miss you.
We do miss you, Carrie. Carrie's one of the writers. Steve is right here with me. He's sitting there eating pierogies. Actually, he served me pierogies. He's not eating them anymore. But he's sitting there watching, not laughing at all because we're not funny yet. But we're gonna be funny. That made him laugh. Huh?
Be funny.
All right, we're working on it.
Our guests are going to do the heavy lifting. Don't you worry.
So that was a great monologue. I think that was the best monologue that I've had so far. Right?
It was
What do you
fun.
think?
It's live television, Danny. We walk a tightrope every week.
Is it television? Then why are we getting paid, Kevin? Nobody
Well,
told me this.
Somebody negotiated a poor deal, but I don't want to name names.
So you almost got. I love your new digs, Kevin.
Thank you. I'm moving on up.
I mean, you're independently wealthy now. Obviously, look at your place.
It's the market, Danny. The market gives and the market takes. This was a good week.
From the look of your grand piano, I don't think you need the job, Kevin.
Well, that's this week. Next week could be totally different. This joint is rented. I don't own it.
Although you got some time warps there where time is disintegrating.
That's okay.
Just learn to use your green screen, Kevin. Okay.
I need a larger home, Danny. That's the problem.
You need more lights.
I don't know where I'd put them.
He looks like the Godfather sitting there.
Yeah, you look like the Godfather.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that if I really was.
No, I wouldn't. I would not. I don't want to. I don't wish.
Show
to be
me my
executed.
respect.
So, have you shopped yet for Christmas?
I haven't, but this year is looking an awful lot like shopping is going to be clicking.
Is it looking like one of those years where you have to tell the kids, Santa is not real, Daddy's broke?
I told my son that when he was young.
My son came and told me.
Well,
I was like, what?
My son voiced his suspicions around age 4. He said, I think I'm looking at Santa Claus.
Well, you know what? We should save all these jokes for the Christmas special. Who are you shopping for? How many people do you have to shop for? I mean, when you're a single dad and you know, part of a divorce like me and you really don't shop for anybody because you have no money.
Well, ain't that the truth? But you send sentiments to a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's the thought that counts, and here's the thought.
And gifts to the kids.
Oh, what? So these are the poor Black Friday sales gifts that people should never buy for anyone. Right there. What do you think of that, Kevin?
That's
high-heeled flippers.
That's funny. That's when one dimension can't contain your sexiness.
That's when you're getting divorced. You're like, go take a walk off the pier. Here's your shoes.
That's funny. When you never know if you're going to meet your sexy rival at the bar or at the sandbar.
Oh, now here you go. Anatomically correct body parts in chocolate. You know what this is for? This is for the surgeon or the serial killer that you love.
It's a test to see who's willing to be a serial killer and perhaps cannibal.
I think that's a good way to like get your kids to learn anatomy, right? Hey, you want to learn anatomy? What's this? What is it? You don't know? I'm eating it then. Oh, look at this.
It's another way for the kids to learn anatomy.
The dog humper. It's for dogs that hump a lot. And you don't want them humping your guests. So you buy this thing and let them hump it. Wow, we're going fast tonight. We got the beef jerky. Beef jerky edible underwear.
Brief jerky, it says.
For your outdoorsman couple.
I think if you meet a nice lady and she's like, "Where's the mustard?" You've found a keeper.
I just don't think you want to wear this when you're when you're in the wilderness. I mean, what if a bear attacks you? That's the first thing he's going to go for.
Oh, that's funny.
He's going to chew your nuts off.
Well, it might turn sexual. You don't know.
Well, here we go. A Nicolas Cage skin-colored shirt.
Yeah.
Ew. I used to be able to do an impression of him. Okay. I don't know. I just don't know. All right. Because people used to tell me I look like him a little bit. I should have worked on that impression before the show, Kevin. You're fired.
I want to buy one of those 2 sizes too small.
Oh, here we go. This is what you and I are giving everybody. Nothing.
That's fact.
Unless we get a sponsor. I want to thank, by the way, I want to thank our sponsors, Sumner Twins and Alien Donuts. Check them out online, and hopefully they'll help us find some money soon. Woo! Let's hear it for them.
On money.
All right. Are you ready for our first guest, Kevin?
I'm excited, Danny.
You don't look excited, Kevin.
I never look excited. You'll just have to take my word for it.
All right, let's bring. Oh, wait! Before we get the guest, you know what? Let's do this first because this technology is so exciting to me. I say it every time. Oh, I got to plug in my computer before I go offline here. Holy shit, Steve, can you help me out here?
Yeah, that would be bad.
The screen started to go dark.
That's hysterical.
There's an outlet. I got it. I got this.
I got it.
This is the technical shit you got to go through when you don't have sponsors.
If you can't travel back in time, Danny fades.
Hey, the screen got bright again. Perfect. Now I'm delayed. That's all right.
All right.
Everything looks great here.
Does it? Okay, good. Okay, now I'm back. Thank you, Susanna.
She was talking about me.
She just appears and everything goes well again. That's it. That's what's great about her. Everything just goes well again. All right, so the technology. This is the technology, and this is cute. This is awesome. Do you like otters, Kevin?
I do. I love all animals.
No, but do you like otters?
I do.
How so, Kevin? Explain.
Well, they're usually in an easily accessible exhibit where you can see them through the glass below ground and then above ground when they rest on the rocks. So they're multidimensional.
They are so cute. They are so cute. Have you ever seen them smash a clamshell?
I have not. But I'm early to bed, early to rise. So the party's usually over for me before that stuff goes on.
So I love otters. When I was a kid, and this is true, and I never told you this, Kevin, even though we found this thing. When I was a kid, I did a report on otters. Otters are one of my favorite animals ever in the history of the animal kingdom.
That's awesome.
No, I love them. I love them. They're so cute. They like to play. They lay on their back and they float and they eat shit off their belly. I mean, they're adorable. So what I decided to do this time, I wanted to use our technology. For those of you who don't know, we have technology exclusive to the Danny McDermott Show, which when you put a video of an animal into this technology, I'm not going to explain any more than that because it's copyrighted and Anyway. Once you put it in there, it'll review the video and it'll give the thoughts of the animal. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let's do it. Animal mind reading technology.
Oh, I need my crack. Oh, this is my crack. I love crack. Oh, this is awesome. I'm a psycho. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a psycho. I want to take over the earth, and I can't connect my thoughts because I'm just so distracted. But I'm probably gonna kill you in your sleep later. Well, but I'll probably forget. But it's okay. This is crack. I love crack. This is my cracky crack. Can I kill the dog? Because then I can have all of this. Oh, please, let me kill the dog. Please, just let me. Oh, God, this is great.
Wow. I did not expect the mind of an otter to be like that. I thought they were like, I love you and I love everyone.
Born serial killers.
Apparently they want to take over the earth.
Either the family or the dog is getting it. Either way, maybe both.
No, I think the only reason otters don't kill people is because they get so distracted they keep forgetting.
I think because they have yet to make a pistol that the otter can wield safely.
All right, we're done with that. Let's go on. We could go with it, but I want to bring on our guest because I'm very, very, very excited about this show, ladies and gentlemen. We've got amazing guests tonight. Okay, our first guest. I think we have a banner here coming up for this. I don't want to. There we go. No, not the name. That's my fault. We want to do the intro before the name, but that's okay. That's okay. Do we have the intro banner? If we don't, that's okay. This guy, it's not your fault, Susanna. It's mine. This guy is, he's done many films. He's grew up in Ohio, but his family's from Bangladesh, I believe, and he's done a lot of films as an actor in Bangladesh. And he came over here, and he's done dozens of films, like unbelievable amount of films. And he just did 2 films that he directed, Mickey Rourke. So please, now we can have the banner. Asif Akbar. Let's bring him on. How you doing, brother?
Good. Thank you, Danny. And thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hey, you don't have to be so formal, man. This is a fun show. We're glad to have you. Seriously.
I can see that. Yeah, this is actually the first time I'm watching your show, to be honest.
Is it really?
Yeah. It was funny. I didn't expect, the format, but I actually dig it. It's really nice. It's better than the Late Show going on right now.
Oh, I love you.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
You are awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. You're going to be back about 27 times this year. Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Next. No, you are awesome, man. Thank you so much. So I want to talk. There's so much I want to talk about with you. I wish we had like hours. Okay. But you are an overachiever. Am I right?
Well, I just like to keep setting the bar higher for myself with every project. And I think that's what keeps me motivated and going and keeps it fresh. Even though I'm pretty young, I started young, and, it's been a while now, going on almost, close to 20 years in this business. But I still feel very fresh. I feel like I'm just getting started. I'm learning every day. And that's, some of the beauty of being a filmmaker is if you have that open mind, you can learn, from the first film you do till the very last film you do your whole life, the same way, like being a fresh student.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. And I believe that. And I look at you and I think that. And just so you know, me and Kevin, we feel old as shit. Just so you know. But you started, how old were you when you started acting? Because you started acting first, right?
Yes, I started doing a lot of theater.
By the way,
youth.
I'm sorry. One thing. We hear a lot of typing, Susanna. I don't know who that is. Just so you know, I don't know if she can hear me. You hear it, Kevin?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we hear a lot of typing. Who's typing? No, it's not her.
Probably those otters typing.
Damn otters! I seriously, it's like crazy that I see it's not you. Do we have a ghost in the studio? What the hell is that? That is insane. All right, I don't know. All right, it seems to have stopped now. No. It's like, what are they eating food and typing at the same time?
Or something.
No, we had this before. Do you hear that? How bad it is?
Asif, do you happen to have headphones?
Oh, maybe. Yes, I do actually.
Can we try that, please?
Let's try the headphones. Maybe that's
Thank
what
you.
it is. Maybe you have a little hamster on the floor that you don't see that's running around and typing. That's so funny, man. That's so crazy. Now it's gone. Let's try this. Now we lost the video and we have the typing.
Okay.
This is a 2020 show. This is definitely 20. There we go. We got him back. All right, we got him back, and we
lost the audio.
No, we got him. We got him back. Hey, there we go. No.
All right.
All right. Well, you know what? I don't know where this typing is coming from, but I guess we're gonna have to deal with it for the show.
It's the Danny McDermott Show plus Gremlins. And he's
What
he's
is
such an interesting
this?
guest too. I hate the fact that we're losing time with him.
No, it's okay. We'll go longer. We'll go longer.
All right.
So, okay, he's out of the room now, and
Definitely started when he got on.
Yeah,
okay.
that's odd. Hopefully we get it fixed.
Oh, hopefully he comes back because he's out of the room right now.
Okay.
So, you know what? I want to take this time because Carrie, I know you. Do you have video, Carrie? Can we put you on video? One of our writers is in the green room right now, and I want to bring her on if she has video. She's probably gonna run in. No, she's not that type. Carrie, you there?
Hello,
Make it
Carrie.
fun.
There you go.
No,
No, you don't want to be on.
no.
That's
You're putting
That's
me on
Carrie.
the show live? Are you insane?
No, it's great. It's
like a
awesome.
visit to the fortune teller. Will I have a fortune? No. Will I come close? No. Will anything ever hint at it? No.
Can I'd say I want to be Timmy the typing ghost.
I think it's a
Seriously.
typing gremlin.
Seriously, Carrie, we can't figure it out. We don't know who it is or what it is. It's like nobody's doing it.
I am currently on a bed in a hotel in San Diego. We just got done going to the San Diego Zoo today, and it's been
Oh, I'm jealous. Did you see
And-
the otters? That's the question.
we did. That's the first thing I thought of was we saw the otters, and it was sensational. But nobody wants to hear about my trip to the zoo. They want to see cool people. So
Anyway, we love
me off
Carrie. We love Carrie. She's one of our writers. We got our guest back here, so we're going to bring him back on. Carrie, love you. Hope you're having fun and a lot of sex.
see you
Enjoy San
guys.
Diego.
Bye.
Be late.
All right,
Hi,
he's
guys.
back.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm having some technical difficulties here.
No worries, buddy. No worries.
That's all right.
No worries. It happens. Come on, we're in the business. We're in the business.
That's
We know.
live entertainment for you.
Anyway, so I want to talk about your dad was you started. How old were you when you started acting?
So I started with some youth theater acting when I was about maybe 7, 8 years old. Did a lot of stage, acting lessons and workshops. Then started doing live plays, which I think helped me tremendously to become a little bit more extroverted because I was kind of shy when I was younger. And then, it just kind of grew with me. I grew into it and understood the concept of filmmaking more as I grew older. And and this is something what I've always wanted to do is be a filmmaker and tell stories. And in the beginning, as far back as I can remember in my childhood, when I was 2, 3 years old, I used to be fascinated with actors on TV. For me, those were like small, tiny people living in boxes and putting on a show for us. That was my whole idea of how movies worked. And then as I started growing older, became a little bit more mature, 4 or 5 years old, then the conception, became more real. And I started understanding that these are real people. Films are done by a crew. And then I started, researching on who those crew members were behind the cameras. And it just all fascinated me. And then I started to put together my own little productions as a kid. With
Now did your
family
dad bring you
order.
on? Did your dad bring you on? Your dad was involved, right? With a lot of he was already working in the.
My dad was involved in Bangladesh in theater acting, and my family's always been very cultural, and he was also a producer in Bangladesh where he had his own production company, and his company would produce TV programs and TV shows, films. So during my summer vacation months, almost not every year, but every other year or quite often, I would go back and kind of see that part of the world and kind of be around that environment of the business. And then as I grew older, around my preteen years, I started getting more involved in acting in some of those productions overseas and doing some acting and modeling work as a teenager here, as I was, at the same time as I was going to high school in Ohio. And my high school, I got lucky. During my junior year, we were offered a career vocational program for whatever career path we wanted to choose in high school. And you had culinary, medical, automotive, and I of course chose radio and television productions. So that opened a lot more doors for me with the resources we had to play around with and learn. And so it became part of my education at that point from high school on.
And
So
you did editing, you did writing, you've done it all, which is great. And you've done acting. I think that's really, really important for a great filmmaker to have done and experienced all of that. It's funny because when you were telling me your story, I was thinking about Ron Howard, because he grew up that way too. But he was on a hit show and looked exactly like my son when he was a kid. But that's besides the point. That's a little plug for my son. Shane, I love you. All right. Anyway, so I want to talk about Top Priority, The Terror Within. That was, yeah. This is a film that it really opened some eyes as to terrorism coming into our country through the borders, right?
Yes. So that documentary I directed about, I'd say, like 10 years ago now, and it released in 2012. We started making it right around 2009, and it was something that was ongoing at the time, the case that was kind of unheard of. It wasn't really in the public or the mainstream media, and so I was kind of part of it all unfolding, not all of it, but more towards the tail end. And I got involved with some of the producers I was working with at the time to start making the film, and I was the director. So I have a tendency of never quitting what I start. I always like to finish what I start. So I hung in there, and 2-3 years later, we had this film, and it opened a lot of doors for me because of the subject matter, obviously. And at the time, it was like a mix of different elements of what was going on in society with the drama in Hollywood with Brittany Murphy and her husband,
Yeah.
Simon
Now,
Monjack, who had passed away. And then
can you
had
explain
some agencies.
what was the connection there? Can you tell me what the connection was with Brittany Murphy?
The connection, it was a very vague connection that became something bigger later on to the case. And Julia Davis, who was the subject matter of that documentary, she was the agent, former Department of Homeland Security agent that was the subject of it, because she had found breach in the security at the border at San Ysidro, and that opened up a can of worms for her. She became a whistleblower, and some of the agencies she was in cases with started investigating her. And obviously there were court cases, and Brittany Murphy and her husband, I believe, had some interactions with the Davis family, and so they were brought on the case as witnesses. And when all this was going on, they mysteriously passed away. So they were just tied into the case, and
A lot of people thought they were murdered.
Right, and that's what I was saying. Is like it kind of intertwined a lot of things that were going on in the media and in society and politically at that time, and it became kind of controversial. So after that, I kind of wanted to step away from documentaries, because I never wanted to be a documentary filmmaker. I just wanted to be a filmmaker. I don't want to be typecast as just a horror filmmaker or action, and at that time it was getting a lot of press. It was in the running to get nominated for an Academy Award. And so we had reviews coming in from everywhere. People were writing and comparing me to becoming the next Michael Moore. Even though I respect, Michael Moore and all these documentarians' work, I did not want to be boxed into that, So,
I totally get that, because, when I was a young actor, I did the Queen Latifah show, and the producers on the
Oh, wow.
show, they loved. She had a show. It was a short-lived show, and the producers on the
Right.
show, during a break, they said, "You got a bigger reaction than Queen Latifah ever got. You should do your own talk show." And I never wanted to do it, and now that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, that's how
sorry.
it kind of works. Yeah, no, you're right, and that's
You don't want to do it, right? You
that's
want
kind
to
of
you
what-
want to you want to do the art. You know what I mean? I love this, don't get me wrong. But you want to do the art. You want to make films. You want to act. You want to direct or whatever, you know. But yeah.
right,
So
exactly, and it's something that motivates me was like what you were even saying about doing your own talk show. I'm sure you didn't think about it, when you were on Queen Latifah or even younger, having your own talk show or doing something like this. So same with
No,
me.
I
Even
didn't.
though I wanted to make movies, I I never really thought it was going to be possible when I was very young. But as I got older and I started, it became more natural to me, and I was determined, like, this is what I want to do, and I had the confidence. But I always somehow ended up achieving something I thought I couldn't, and that was one of the things about doing that documentary, Top Priority. I remember watching a lot of these complex social, political documentaries growing up, and I've always respected them. I'm still a big fan of documentaries, but I never thought it would be possible for me to make a documentary, especially something of that subject matter that involves thousands of documents and so much research. For me, I respected it too much to believe that I could do it myself. If
That's
that makes
smart.
sense. So,
That's smart. Yeah.
yeah, and so once I started achieving those things, and it wasn't even that wasn't the first time. I started seeing that more and more as I was directing and producing my own shows and content that was actually being aired. And I remember telling myself a year prior to doing all of this is, oh, I could never do it. Another example is when even in high school, I ended up doing the commencement speech, one of the commencement speech for graduation, talking
Valley Forge.
no, exactly, yeah, on Valley Forge's 2007 graduation. And I remember in 2006, the year before that, I was one of the camera operators of that ceremony, and the senior speaker at that year's event was speaking. And I remember videotaping her and thinking, looking at the monitor and just like kind of respecting what she was doing, because I was like, I could never do that. That could never be me standing in front of 2,000 people representing my class and having this big, 5-6 minute monologue. So weirdly enough, exactly a year later, I ended up doing the speech, which I wasn't even prepared for. It's just something that happened. So just
Did you
like
did you
that,
did you walk up to the guy behind the camera and go, "You're doing this next year"?
no, actually, come to think of it, maybe I should have, but
Right?
no, I don't even know who was.
We'll
Behind
put
the
that in your
camera.
biography when we do your movie. We'll put that in the
Yeah.
biography when we do your movie. You did it. So don't let everybody on the show, he did that. So it's in the movie now.
Yeah, there you go.
So-
It's on record now.
Now did that get you? You said the documentary got you places. Now I feel like because you've done so many things now, you got Smoke Filled Lungs. You won awards for that.
Yes, and that was another film that just kind of happened really fast. I was working with a lot of the people that's involved in that film at the time on other projects, and it was just one of those things where
What?
the writer and one of the producers of it, Jason, he came to me and said, "Hey, I have the story. I want to get it made." I said, "Okay, well, do you have the script?" He said, "No, I just have the story." So, we sat down.
Well, wait.
developed the
Before you go
script.
further, our fans don't know what it is. So why don't you tell them what it is?
Oh, for
What's the movie about?
Smoke-Filled Lungs. Yes, for Smoke-Filled Lungs. That one. There was a veteran story about a soldier that's handicapped and dealing with PTSD and prescription drugs, and he's pretty much addicted to prescription drugs, and how that's affecting his relationship with his family, his sister and his nephew. So he pretty much, while being medicated and depressed and in this, low stage of life, ends up taking a road trip with his nephew, who's played by Orlando Brown, and the kid, his nephew, pretty much becomes a man at the end of that trip. They go on this adventure to go see the grandfather, who's an old veteran played by Frankie Faison. He's a tremendous actor. It was great working with him. So that project, we shot that film in, I think, about 8 days. 7 or 8 days.
Wow.
In
How long? A
all
feature?
over Southern California.
Is that a short or a feature?
For a feature, yes, that's pretty short. It was a very fast shoot, and but it was fun. It was a lot of work in a very short amount of time. We pretty much the script was put together in about 3 weeks. We had some producers that came on board right away to back it because they loved the subject matter, and within like 2-3 weeks we were shooting the movie, and it took us about just a week and a half to complete it, wrap it up, and then we edited it, put it into festivals, and it had
It's
a great
amazing.
festival run.
That's awesome.
And you won awards for it. It's awesome. Now I want to get. We don't have a ton of time, but I want to get to because now you've done some major things. Can we play the Astro? Can we play the video? Is that cool with you?
Sure, yeah.
Are there
It's been a
rights
long
or
time
anything we
since
can do it without getting
Just-
taken down?
that.
Kevin being hauled off the
Absolutely
jail.
fine. I'm sure that'll
That's
be
all
fine,
right.
Yeah, it's been
Okay.
out for a while.
I'll do 6 weeks if that's what it
Hey,
takes.
look, if we get in trouble, Kevin will get arrested. He'll take the fall. He'll take the fall. All right, let's play the
All
clip.
right.
Reports are in that space pioneer and billionaire Alexander Biggs left Earth and departed for space unexpectedly.
They figured out how to handle the forces of gravity through reverse engineering 60 years ago. We just figured out how to master it.
We've encountered an anomaly when the spacecraft returned. Now, I've cryogenically frozen the specimen, but further testing has to be done to understand its real consistency.
Have you started DNA sequencing yet, Doctor? Nice reunion, Alex. We need to know how Jack's DNA is connected to Subject A, and we need to know soon.
Jack! Gorgeous place you got here, man.
We are the fallen, blind to the light of your sun. We are the chosen, weathered and broken from one. We are the chosen. The holy war has just begun. Eternity has come undone. And now heaven is calling your name. Please come home. Please come home.
Who are you?
I am your offspring from another world.
That's gonna happen to you someday, Kevin.
It already has.
That was great, dude. That's great. And now you're directing the Commando. You did the Commando. It's finished.
I think he's on mute.
Oh, is he on? Yeah, he is. He's on mute.
I went commando recently. It's a joke, Danny.
I heard it, Kevin.
It's a terrible joke.
It was gross, and I ignored it.
Well, now he's off of mute. Welcome back, Steve.
Interesting,
And
yeah.
you saved everybody.
That gave me time to rip on Kevin. It's fine. So you got the Commando. That's coming out when?
The Commando is in post-production right now, so it's
Okay.
scheduled to, I believe, come out towards the end of 2021, around a year from now.
What
you know,
platform?
from what I hear, it could have a theatrical run if theaters come back again
Great.
normally. So we're very
Nice.
excited about that.
Oh, you should be. That's amazing, dude. Congratulations. Mickey
Thank
Rourke
you.
is the lead, right?
Yes, it's actually Mickey Rourke and Michael Jai White, and there's a great supporting cast with
Jeff Fahey?
Jeff Fahey, and we have Donald Cowboy Cerrone, UFC legend.
Nice.
He's one of my buddies. It was great working with him again, and we have great lineup. We have Brandon Fair, who's locally there in New Mexico. We filmed a project on location in New Mexico, and we actually shot Astro in New Mexico about 4 years ago. So it was
That's
nice
great.
to be back there, and we shot in Albuquerque. So a lot going on there right now. A lot of productions.
And you got,
but
and you've also got MR9 coming out with Mickey Rourke as well. So apparently he likes your direction.
MR9 is actually, my most anticipated project coming out. We were supposed to shoot that film earlier this year, but with the pandemic going on, it's a bigger international film. We're shooting in 3 different countries. So with
Can I ask the budget on that?
travel restrictions, it's been delayed.
Can I ask the budget on that or no?
Oh, I'm not in the Liberty.
You're not at liberty?
I
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Still going on. Yeah.
All right.
No problem, no
but,
problem.
hopefully in the spring coming up, we're planning to get that going.
All right. Well, Kevin and I are available for the leads. Kevin and I are available for the leads.
I didn't know you
So-
guys were actors, so yeah, definitely.
I have no
over
talent.
Okay, we got to bring on our next guest, right?
I'm also in Albuquerque. If you need
there you
anybody
go.
in Albuquerque.
Oh, you are.
There you go.
Wow. With
All right.
discernible talent.
Awesome.
Well, listen,
I love Albuquerque. We'll probably
Where
do
can
that.
where can people find you? Where can people find you?
I'm not, I do have the, social media, Facebooks and Instagrams and all that. I wasn't really active much for a while. For me, just, I'm not too good with all that, but I'm getting more and more involved with social media recently. So you can find me on Facebook, my Instagram, Asif Akbar _filmmaker.
Beautiful.
And I'm sure you can find my movies. They're around in different platforms.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. It's
Yes.
awesome, dude. I'm proud of you,
Thank
and you're not even my son, and I'm proud of you.
Safe, that was
Oh,
great. Thank you.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
No, really, and we'll be talking more. If you want to hang out on the show here, I'm just going to bring on the next guest. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I'll stick.
All right, perfect. All right, our next guest coming on. I love this guy so much. I love him so much. I've known him for years, and I still haven't met him in person. He's been with South Park for 17 years. He's an actor. He's a lip sync artist. He's got all kinds of stuff. Guys, please welcome Anthony. I love that picture of him too. Anthony Sant'Anselmo. I want to make sure I get that right. Welcome, bro.
Hello, good to see you all.
How you doing?
Not too bad. I've been in the green room at your studio, and you guys offer fantastic beverages. Thank you.
No problem.
Yes, thank you. Great posters too. I love your studio. It's huge.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It spans the country.
It does. It does.
So, so we met through. You remember how we met?
Anthony Michael Hall. Yeah.
Yes.
What a weird like connection.
I know, right?
And I have not seen that guy in about 10 years. I used to live in Playa del Rey, where he, I think, currently lives. And there was like a year where we all hung out and kind of off and on. And secretly, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm such a fan of this guy's work. Like,
right.
Who didn't grow up in the 80s?
Exactly.
Or live through it. I mean, not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. But it was just super cool. And so, and then you contacted me and you're like, dude, so it was some kind of like Facebook message you had sent my way.
Yeah, he told me to contact you and just connect with you, I think that's how it happened. I met him at karaoke.
Nice.
I was singing Jackson Brown, Somebody's Baby, right? And I'm on the stage and I'm belting it out. And all of a sudden I hear somebody go, woo! Like that screaming, right? I look over, it's Anthony Michael Hall. He's screaming at the bar, cheering for my song.
It's awesome.
I get off the stage, I walk over and I go, thanks, man. He goes, if Jackson Browne was dead, he'd be rolling over in his grave right now.
It's a compliment. I mean, from
No,
AMH himself.
I know. It was awesome. And then he bought me a shot, and then we hung out for like a year.
That's
and I haven't seen him since either. So,
you know, side note, I've got to give a shout out to one of the people in the chat room.
Oh, good.
G. Larry Butler.
Oh yeah.
So I met that guy. We shot a parody of "Sexy Back," Justin Timberlake's music vid. Ours was Harry Back. It was with Andy Signore, who went on to Screen Junkies and so on and so forth. And we shot it at my townhouse. So we hung out all day. The guy was a super pro, super fun. So just good to see in life. G. Larry Butler. That's all I got.
There you go. Well,
It's a
he's
small world.
He was on the show. He was on the show, and we're gonna have him back on at some point on one of the earlier shows. And I was watching Facebook today, and I saw him play the piano, and he was amazing.
I had no idea.
Neither did I. He's done over 200. I think he's got like over 200 IMDb credits. It's crazy. Anyway,
Facebook justifies itself. You didn't know he plays piano, and now you do.
Now I do.
Yes, the end.
I do. Now, you know, it's good until it ends the world. But anyway, let's so let's talk about you. There's a few things I wrote down that I want to look at here. Okay. Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah. I totally did not invent him. Yes.
I know you didn't. But your dad did?
Yeah, so my dad in 1963 wanted, I guess he was bummed for whatever reason. He was bummed at what the market offered kids in 1963. So he had a friend who was a bit of an artist and inventor. My dad's an inventor as well. And he said he wanted to create a children's puppet show initially. And that basically morphed into them creating a company called Brown Squirrel Productions. Apparently they saw a brown squirrel running by. There you go.
Awesome.
They formed it. Yeah, they formed the company and they hired a writer. So there was a writer who came up with the idea of Teddy Ruxpin, and his name was Simeon Greep initially. And long story short, it was a 20-year process. My dad and Ken Forsey spearheading it. And in 84, my dad sold his rights to Ken Forsey. And Ken Forsey ultimately sold it to Worlds of Wonder. And in 1985, it was under every Christmas tree in America and possibly abroad. And I remember because they brought over the prototype to our house. And, you know, we were super stoked by it. Like, I grew up on Gremlins and Dark Crystal. So anything animatronic was incredible, or puppet was just awesome.
Yeah.
And I remember that year my sister and I each got a Teddy Ruxpin, and we looked at my dad and we're like, you totally got this for free. This is not cool. But, you know, where's my Sega? No,
right.
Anyway, yeah.
Right. Was that the first animatronic thing?
I believe absolutely. Yeah. On the market, I think I'll say this. It's the one that made the biggest splash.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. What's that worth now?
Kevin's still got one.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Mine works actually.
Kevin wants to sell it. That's why he's asking.
Oh, how much is it worth? If it's in a mint box, probably $100.
He'll never part with it.
It's actually you'll probably get what people paid for in 85.
It's my retirement plan.
It's probably not wise, but I wish you well. I wish you well, sir.
Okay, I want to move on to this. Well, a couple things. Splattercore Films.
Yes. So that's a fun one. So in 2006, I formed an LLC to make simply splatter pictures, and I made a series of really fucked up shorts. Actually, growing up, I made probably 200 short films. So my goal was always, I'm going to make a feature. I'm going to make a feature, you know? And I actually liked is it Asif or Asif?
Asif.
Okay, Asif. Cool. I just want to make sure. I like what he was saying on setting the bar.
What he wants to say something.
Well, I like what he said about setting the bar for yourself.
Just saying, you got it right. Yeah.
Nice. I like what you were saying about setting the bar for yourself and always finishing what you start. That's so key about anything you do. But yeah, so I was making a bunch of short films with my friends, and yeah, it's just kind of a learning chapter in my 20s.
That's
basically.
awesome. What did you shoot? What kind of stuff did you shoot on?
At the time, probably the Canon.
Okay.
Digital.
Digital.
Yeah.
You didn't do film or anything.
No, but I did buy a 16 millimeter camera, and it sadly went to waste. Yeah. Hindsight.
Everyone's like, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. Nope, not coming back.
But it can.
It could, if they can transfer it immediately, like digital.
Dude, VHS is back.
Is it really?
Look at this video store I'm in right now.
Dude. Yeah. What are you doing in a video store? This is awesome.
It's my basement.
Are you?
Is that Blockbuster video?
No. Sir, Blockbuster doesn't have an adults only section. Yeah. So, what's old is now new again. But I think somebody should just, I know there's purists out there making 16 millimeter films. They probably cut it on digital, but
yeah.
They probably signed up to be a filmmaker. And I'm not saying you can't be a filmmaker with digital, like Tarantino says, but there's purists out there. All right, power to them.
One more thing before we get into the films and television stuff. Your second cousin. Who's your second cousin?
Probably more distant cousin. Gene Autry?
Yeah.
Is that
country star, legend?
Yeah, that's random. In fact, I'm a little concerned. And let me tell you why. I actually went to a family reunion and I discovered that. I'm like, oh shit. So I was watching the Christmas Vacation commentary. Okay, I was listening to it, watching it, so on and so forth. Because I actually wrote an unofficial. That's actually where Anthony Michael Hall kind of comes in, because I wrote an unofficial vacation script called Permanent Vacation.
Okay.
It's a long story. It ended up at Chevy Chase's house, and I had dinner with the family, and it was amazing. But then Vacation 20. He was awesome. He bought me a sandwich. I worked out on his exercise shit. It was great.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I know his daughter.
Okay.
But and then Vacation 2015 came out, and that was done. But
Ed Helms.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, Ed Helms.
Ed Helms used to pass out flyers to get on my comedy shows in New York.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I met him at the Tag after party for the movie that they made a couple years ago.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Nicest guy. We talked for like 30 minutes. But
he is a great guy.
I also talked to Sacha Baron Cohen for about a minute, and I'm a fan of Ed Helms. I'll just say that.
I got you.
But God bless him. Where were we again? We're tangent going.
That's all right. We were talking about Gene Autry. No, not South Park.
That's right. I got to finish my Christmas Vacation story.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to Randy Quaid talk about it. And he's like, there's the scene at the end when Gene Autry's song comes in. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. When the SWAT team infiltrates the house. Mm-hmm. He says on the track, he goes, oh, yeah, Gene Autry, he's a cousin of mine. I'm like, fuck. Because this is when I knew current Randy Quaid was like freaking out with the huge beard, and he was like very conspiracy theory. And I'm like, oh, is he a cousin? I'll take Dennis. I don't know about Randy. But
I love Dennis's acting. All right.
Yes.
Founder of Evil Puppets.
Yeah, so the Evil Puppets thing basically came because I grew up watching, Gremlins and Critters. And I had some animatronics in my house. So I started getting nostalgic around 2003. And I started on MySpace, Evil Puppets. And then I shifted over to Facebook. Basically, it's a digital shrine to celebrate puppetry, but like evil puppetry. And it's been cool. I took it to horror conventions across the nation, and it was awesome. And
so was it a live puppet show?
No, it was an exhibit because I've collected puppets for years. And so I would exhibit my collection, some replica, some screen used. And basically it was a party. I'd set up a booth, set up the puppets, and we just hang out.
And so did that lead to your involvement in Puppet Master?
Yes, just because I'm a huge fan of all of that. And that was just on the side. I have a friend named Rye who used to work with Charles Band, and they were producing this, and I got involved on that, which was super cool.
I love those movies. I loved those movies as a kid.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, they were actually pretty cutting edge because when they came out on VHS, they actually had DVD features at the end. They had bonus features so you can learn how it was made.
Right.
And that was called Video Zone. So that was way ahead of like DVD, bonus features.
Yeah.
So.
That's so cool. I just remember, man, I was a kid, and it was scary, but it was cool. They were scary. I don't know how they did it, but they made the puppets scary, but they also made the puppets cool. Like you're like, they're cool.
You were rooting for they made rooting for the bad guys cool.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Exactly. They were mostly killing bad guys and beautiful women without shirts.
Very correct. Yes.
Which I liked it a little.
Yeah, you're not mad at it as a 12-year-old or 22-year-old, whatever.
I wasn't complaining as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I grew up with a very strict religious mom and a very laid back dad. So it's like between those two dichotomies, it was like, you can't rent anything that's beyond a PG. But if I go with my dad, he's like, enjoy yourself. I'm like, yep. I just grab anything.
Yep. That's the way it always was.
Yeah.
You remember when PG-13 came out?
I do. 84.
Okay. And Inner Space was one of the first PG-13 movies, I think.
Negative. It was PG.
Or not Inner Space. Not Inner Space.
You're there. Dreamscape.
Dreamscape. Yes. Thank you. Dreamscape.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Dreamscape. Wow. How did you know that? You're psychic.
Because like, okay, so growing up, like there's kids that put their eggs in like the sports basket or this I was the movie guy. Like I'm like Asperger's.
Well, the Dennis Quaid basket.
Yes, the Dennis Quaid basket. Yes, exactly. I see what you did there. It's very good. No, but I'm like,
got a bigger collection than any blockbusters.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping. But yeah, man, I'm like Rain Man with the toothpicks. That's like me with movies.
When Dreamscape came out, I had watched it, and I think I got the VHS tape, and I went to I had an uncle who lived in the Bible Belt, and I was there for the volleyball Olympics. I was 17 years old. I was playing anyway, I stayed at his place and I rented Interscape.
I love that you just
I keep mixing it up.
Interscape. You know what? Asif, you got to make that movie. Interscape.
We got to get Martin Short.
Yes.
So Dreamscape. So it's about a guy who can go into dreams and kill people. Yeah. And I rented it, and I was playing it, and my two cousins were watching it with me, and I forgot about the part where the woman's having sex in the dream, and you see her topless because it's PG-13, right? And I figured, oh, it's fine. I forgot. The mother came into the room, and she's like, "Oh, the devil! Oh, you brought the devil into this house! Ah!" She went off. She literally said, "I brought the devil into the house," and
that's why you retain the memory, because it was like, what the hell? Like,
oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
The movie.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I flipped her off afterwards either. But no, I'm kidding.
It was the last year you went to the volleyball championships.
Yeah, we took second when I was 17. Southern California beat us. That was it.
Real quick, you know how gangster it is that Steven Spielberg created PG-13?
What?
Yes. So Gremlins came out in 84. And Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom came out in 84. Basically, Indiana Jones is PG. They got the whole heart punching scene where they yank it out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they got all this imagery. And then Gremlins was marketed as like a kid's movie, and they, a cute, cuddly gizmo. And then they got these like, they kept the puppets hidden, the Gremlins hidden, aside from a few chase sequences. So parents took their 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 6-year-olds. Yeah. And this is the day where they would have to write letters to the studio, like Angry Mother Association would just, yeah. So between two of his films that got the most angry letters, he's like, fuck it, PG-13. Like that's probably the first mic drop right there.
Wow. That's awesome. That's a good story. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Vincent Guastini, special effects guy?
Yes. Facebook related. Yeah, sure.
He did Dogma. He's friends with the guy who directed that. Joe, what's his name? The director of Gremlins. Do you remember?
Oh, Joe Dante. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Dante.
Yeah, I met him a couple times because I did a couple Evil Puppets photo shoots at the Chinese Theater, and we brought all these Gremlins, and he and Dick Miller sat down and took some photos, and it was super cool. So
all of this you've done, amazing stuff. You've always been working and learning on your own and learning. Now you've been with South Park for 17 years?
Yeah, which is weird to think about.
It's crazy.
Like I haven't done anything that long except for living. Like,
right?
It's just like, I don't know. It's just, I'm happy. I'm still fired up about working there, but like, it's just bizarre.
In my opinion, honestly, it may be the greatest cartoon ever created. I know a lot of people. There are a lot of people who hate the grossness of it sometimes and stuff like that. But I'll tell you, I'm watching episodes like the one about having to do Facebook. When was that? That was so amazing.
Is that the one when at the very end? I could be wrong. Was that the Tron one, or was that the one at the very end? Wendy
that was the Tron
uploads
one.
a picture and she starts crying because she's like altering her image. I honestly,
it's the Tron one.
Okay, that was a hell of a one. That was a fucking hell of a good one.
It was beautiful.
If I may say.
Well, they always seem to catch society and show all the stupidity and all the flaws from all sides.
Yeah.
You know, and no other cartoon, in my opinion, has ever tackled the issues that South Park has tackled. Am I right?
No, I mean, I'm sure some have tried, and I know like Family Guy gets political here and there, and you know, I think with all the animated programs on Netflix now, because now there's like a whole like a need for like adult entertainment that's animated. But yeah, South Park and Matt and Trey are just, you know, I've said this before, like if I wasn't working for the show, I would have tracked their careers from start to finish, and I've been doing that as an employee.
Yeah.
But even before I hooked up with them, I was tracking their careers because I was just like a huge fan of Cannibal the Musical and Orgasmo, and just like, yeah, just, you know, it's just, those guys are like dynamite when they come together. You split them up and I'm sure they'll still do great things, but together
they're incredible.
Pretty fun. Yeah.
They're genius. They're a mastermind.
Yeah. And they surround themselves with good people like Bill Hader's, like, you know, one of the writers and producers. I think he stepped away since Barry, but like he was there for years.
Great show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, how did you get the job?
That's funny. So I'll Cliff Note version it. My brother-in-law and he was in the entertainment industry as a glorified PA when he was like 20, 22, 23, whatever. And he took me under his wing when I was 14. And he and I we were the best coffee bagel guys, right? We just get them all together. We were really good at our job. Long story short, again,
learn from that, Kevin.
Yeah, you know, work ethic really is everything. But you know, so you know, he just had a series of jobs, and he got in on this one job a few years later, and he had moved up in the ranks, and it was a show called South Park, and I didn't have any imagery to it, so I thought the name was ridiculous because I'm like, what is that? It sounds South Park. It's like saying like Arminta Park.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah, we all thought that. We are like, what is this thing? And I remember starting to hear about it. You know what I mean? And you see the stupid cartoons, you're like, that's terrible animation, blah, blah, blah. Remember?
Sure.
But they did it on purpose, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was Trey would play up on his disadvantages, and he wanted to make stuff that he could make, he could control. So he made construction paper cutout animation, like stop motion puppetry, basically. And he did one called American History, and that won the Student Academy Award. And then he did The Spirit of Christmas. Actually, before that, I think it was The Spirit of Christmas. I might be
Santa Claus and Jesus fighting.
Well, before that, he did one about Frosty the Snowman. So afterwards and Frosty kills everybody, and then afterwards was Spirit of Christmas, and that's what took it off.
Yeah.
But so Frank, my brother-in-law, he got in on this show, and you know, Frank had known, like growing up, I was making all my own stop motion animation, whether it was good or bad. Mostly it was bad, but it was always crude and fun. And I would make short films, like, you know, cannibal films and just horror splatter shit. So he knew that's what I wanted to do with my life, because since I was a little kid, I always knew. And you know, I'm still making my way in the world, regardless of working on South Park.
Right.
So he got in on the show. I'm like, dude, I want in on this. And eventually I had my shot, and it was 2003. And they got me in on season 7 halfway through. And I just made sure I didn't fuck up. I took notes. I learned the software. I learned how to do it. And I got pretty good about a year later. And then cut to now. Now what's weird about it is I could close my eyes, because everything is hotkeyed, all the animated mouths and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
They're hotkeyed on the computer keyboard. So I can listen to it because I've done it so long, it's like a byproduct of it. And I could literally just scrub the mouse or the cursor along the timeline and hotkey what needs to be put in, because I know what consonants or vowels sound like what. And it's weird. And another byproduct is I can read lips. So
wait, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. You're a lip sync artist.
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain to the fans of the show, the three of them, what that means?
Yeah. Right here, the three now. What that means is, so South Park is literally written and produced and conceived in 6 days, pre-pandemic. And with that, we have an assembly line like most animated shows. And because we have such a tight turnaround, Matt and Trey will record the audio dialogue once the script is pretty much is developing. And then we'll animate the mouths of each character on a template. We used to do it in the shots, which means we would wait for the technical directors to build the shots, which means anything that looks complete, once the camera cuts, well, that's a shot.
Okay.
So we would wait until the shot was complete, which means we're sitting around waiting on other people to finish.
Like Kevin.
God bless. I'm seeing. I like this. I like this. Anyway, duo here.
We love each other. We've been friends forever.
Oh, of course. And man, what a spread, Kevin. What a spread.
Right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
The market is up.
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing better than me. Look, I'm homeless out by the street looking at the city from New Jersey.
Well, you got a hell of a view. You got a hell of a view.
I think I can see it in the distance.
So yeah, so we'll work on a template of the characters, and while the shots are being built, and once the shot is done, they'll give it to us, and we'll insert our animated curve, and we'll send it to animation, and they make a move. So it's basically an assembly line. They build the shot, we animate the mouths concurrently, and then once it's ready to go, we give it to the animators. They make a move, and it's edited. And,
if I were able to do, if I were to do some voiceover stuff, and I could just have a picture of Kevin, and you could just basically animate his lips, and then we could have him actually talk during the show.
Could you make me funny?
We'll write funny lines.
We need Trey to write for everybody. Yeah, Trey's the sole writer of the show for the entire run.
Really?
Which is unheard of. He's one guy who writes the entire show.
What about? Well, okay, wow.
He's got a think tank of like a writer's room who'll come in and they'll kick around ideas and get the juices flowing. Once he's got a hold of the show, he'll go in and write it himself.
Okay, I got it. So Matt Stone and all the writers, everybody's in the room together. They bounce around ideas.
Mm-hmm.
He takes notes and he writes the script.
Mental notes.
What?
Yeah,
really?
He'll write some stuff on the dry erase board, but
wow.
The guy's next. He's an alien, dude.
He
to bring up an older term from 2015, but yeah.
Damn, he's a genius. Holy cow.
That's funny that I know what you just did there.
We were waiting. We were waiting for you to say the word.
That's good. Good segue.
You want to say what that was?
That looked like a alien predator from Alien Showdown, yes, there you go. It's my buddy Robert Amsler right there. He actually was Arnold Schwarzenegger's body double in Terminator 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He beat me out for the role.
He did. Yeah, he beat a lot of people out for that role.
Yeah. Kevin, you need to lose a little more weight before you get a role.
No. The camera puts on 80 pounds.
Pandemic 2020, man. It's brutal to us all. I'm like,
that's exactly why the camera's up here and you can't see below here on me right now. That's
good. You busting a Marlon Brando just
right
in the score.
No pants.
Yeah.
No shoes.
I made a little joke earlier. Yeah. So yeah, Alien Showdown. So so Robert Amsler. Interesting story about that actor you just showed on the still of Alien Showdown, who was Arnold Schwarzenegger's body double. He was brought over from Austria by Schwarzenegger. And
really?
Was
in a little pet crate.
No, like Julian and Twins. He just had like a little inflatable boat. Because he's all muscles, right? So
he went like 70 miles per hour.
Oh yeah, he was a gangster. So he came out here and hooked up with Arnold's vocal coach. Yes.
You don't mean singing.
Negative for English.
Okay, good. Because that would be scary.
Yeah, so check it out. So
I like it fool. I travel each and every byway.
That's not bad. That's not bad. He sounds so much like Arnold Schwarzenegger that when he tries to order a pizza, they hang up on him. I've witnessed it several times. Yeah, and it sucks. But here's the cool thing. South Park had Arnold Schwarzenegger on as a character, as the governor of California, and I got Robert Amsler to do his voice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. They thought it was the coolest shit ever because he was just like so spot on, and he's a dear heart. This is a sweetheart. So yeah, couldn't happen to a better guy.
What was your favorite? What were some of your favorite moments working for the show? I mean, should have asked you that before, so you had time to think about it.
Oh no, I have some stock go-to answers, to be honest.
Perfect.
There, I could run this length for a long while, but probably the first time I said the word "fuck," pardon my language, in front of my nephew. Okay, and he was 10. So check it out. We did a show called "You Got Effed in the A," which was a parody off "You Got Served."
Right.
Okay. So I worked on the second floor at the time, and I had a nice vantage point of the writer's room, which was everything. It was so cool to witness each show's creation. You're getting a light from the producer over there, aren't you, Danny?
No, I was
just kidding. Anyway.
One of my friends texted me. He goes, "Smile, bro." I'm like,
oh, God bless. So I had a nice vantage point from the second floor to the writer's room down below. And the spin from "You Got Served" to the South Park episode was Dance Dance Revolution.
Right.
Okay, the arcade game. So my nephew comes up to me and I'm working. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Nico?" Who actually you can see his face in the movie. There's a scene where Stan asks Chef, "What's a way to a girl's heart?" And he goes, "Oh, you got to find the clitoris." But behind Chef, there's a picture of a kid eating peas. That's my nephew Nico.
No way.
Yeah, because they have like live, like real photographs in the show.
Oh yeah. I've seen those. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's Nico. So he's 10-year-old Nico at the time, standing next to me, and I watched them wheel in a Dance Dance Revolution arcade, and I'm like, that is so fucking cool. That's what I said, and I'm like, oh no, my nephew.
And of course he's like, fucking cool.
No, he's like, don't worry, I hear worse at school. It's fine. I'm like, no. So pardon my language, everybody. You can bleep that perhaps on the.
Nah. If we go to network, we'll bleep it.
There you go. But and it's funny because even though I said that, I didn't want to use it, and it was for research purposes, right? And most of the staff was kind of like, we had reservations on using it. And then Trey used it a little bit, and then JJ, the IT dude, used it. And all of a sudden, before you know it, all the staff is using it. We're not even working. I bring in 2 oscillating fans because it's a double header to compete against one another. We have these oscillating fans for Dance Dance Revolution. They had to get rid of it because we weren't getting our work done. But we all looked good that season amidst all the wonderful craft services they give us. Yeah.
So you were all it got you guys all to get in shape.
Oh yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of really fantastic stories, and I'll give you a quick one. When we did the World of Warcraft episode,
I love that episode.
Yeah, it's a solid one, and I'm looking at that as a fan. Yeah, they brought in the Blizzard team, the creator of the company that produced Warcraft, and they had all these 3D artists and game players in the studio that they brought in. They were doing screen grabs and so on and so forth, and it was just cool. Usually, like I said, it takes 6 days. So this one took 2 weeks to do a similar 22-minute episode.
Wow!
But they won an Emmy for it, so that was cool. Yeah.
Well, it was spectacular. It really was. I mean, especially for people who know gaming.
Yeah, they loved it. Yeah, IGN was off the charts for that one. They were very, very pleased with it.
Genius idea. It was just a genius idea to have the episode of these guys living in the world of the game. So it was an epic idea, really. As everything they do. I mean, God, just everything about the president and all that kind of stuff, and everything that was going on with social media, and they addressed all those issues And they really, I mean, if people would just watch those episodes of South Park, they would see how stupid they are and maybe become a smarter human being, in my opinion. I mean, I forget what season it was, but I put on Facebook, everybody should be watching this season of South Park right now to make the world a better place. I mean,
God bless you.
It's true.
They hit it out of the park. It's the truth. You guys absolutely hit it out of the park better than anybody. When you take on certain topics, it just can't be touched. Can't be.
It can't be. It's impossible. It's awesome, especially the Paris Hilton episode.
Oh God, it's great.
There's a ton of them. There really are.
Well, if you had a favorite, if you were pressed, what would your favorite be, just off the top of your head?
Oh, dude, I got to do the Wheel of Fortune one where he guesses the wrong word.
Naggers. That's what the proper
Nagger guy.
Yeah,
that's a very funny one.
Something bad happens that brings something good. Like Michael Richards was trying to be a shock comic or whatever he was trying to do.
Is that when it was happening at the same time?
Oh yeah. It was roughly around that time.
Oh shit! So was that?
I think.
Okay.
Within a year, maybe.
All right.
But
that episode was so genius, and they got away with nobody else could say those things. Nobody. It was
no. When you I mean, it's got that kid appeal. That the look of South Park is just like. I think there's something mesmerizing with the eyes. I think that's what it is. There's something going on there. I don't know if the Illuminati's behind it or not, but no.
I told you I met Matt Stone, right?
I think you did. Yeah. In the jungle or Playa del Rey?
No, at karaoke as well.
Oh, you're kidding me. Cool. Well, the jungle is like this one strip of like apartments in Playa del Rey, and they would kick it there back in the day. But
no. I met him in New York City at a bar called The Parlor. And this beautiful Indian waitress with a British accent, Zarina, she was
he remembers her name.
Oh,
she must have been incredible. Very cool.
She was incredible. And she not only was she incredible, but she was a very sweet person. And Matt came in with Jason, his friend Jason from NBC.
Yeah. Jason McHugh?
I think so.
Yeah.
And so they came in. Dude. Yeah. And they were at the bar and she goes, I want you to meet them. And she brings me up and I meet him. And, I'm a young comic at the time. And I'm like, I'm not going to just kiss his ass, even though I think he's a god, as far as this stuff. And I just started ripping on him, joking, busting on him. And he started laughing. And I go, dude, I'm about to sing. You got to come up. And he goes, all right, go ahead. And I went up and I didn't think he was going to come up. Right. And so there's no seats and I'm singing. I'm about to sing. He comes up and he puts a chair. Everybody else is standing. He puts a chair right in front of me and sits down like this.
It's awesome. No pressure.
And I sang.
But you get best seat in the house.
Exactly. I sang I Want You to Want Me by Cheap Trick and gave him a lap dance pretty much.
Oh, dude, somebody's got that on their Nokia flip phone or whatever.
No, this was way before that, I think. I'm old.
What year do you think this was? Sorry?
There's no evidence of him wanting Danny.
Well, what year do you think this was? 99?
God, I'm trying to remember what year that was. But the funny thing about it was he goes, listen, when you get to LA, call the office and I'll drive you around. I'll show you around LA. And I called and the intern didn't believe me. She wouldn't put me through. She goes, I don't think that happened. And I'm like, it did. I was thinking about going with a boombox.
I'm surprised an intern would say that. I'm surprised an intern would say that because the interns back in those days, they should have believed it.
I don't know.
Those days of Matt and Trey, they definitely enjoyed their success and rightfully so when they were younger guys. So for an intern to say, I don't believe it. I mean, I can maybe see it as like a fan defense, but
she didn't literally blurt out that.
Yeah.
But you could tell by her tone of voice. And she just wasn't going to she wouldn't put me through.
She's like, I'm right on top of that rose. I'm right on top of that
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gatekeeper.
Yes, gatekeeper from Don't
Rick
Tell Mom.
Moranis.
That's right. God bless that guy, man.
He got punched in the head.
Yes, he did.
He did. They got the guy, though.
It's a weird world.
It is. When somebody punches a Honey, I Shrunk the Kid's dad, it's a messed up world.
I think if he knew, he's like, think like his mental mind was like, "Oh, don't punch that guy. He's in Honey I Shrunk the Kids." He'd be like, "Okay, the next one." You know, like he didn't know who it was. He just saw a dude and it was angry or whatever. And
well, speaking of celebrities, I want to do a little segment we have here with both you guys.
Cool.
And Kevin. Yes.
No.
Celebrity quotes. Now, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play the video first, and then we're gonna you got to guess which celebrity said this dumb quote. So if
Stupid celebrity quotes.
that we had too much black on the end of that video. That was way too long to wait. So by the way, did you hear that voiceover? Huh?
It was very solid.
All right, here we go. Which famous Which famous blonde performer said this? I've been noticing gravity since I was very young. Was it Cameron Diaz, Jessica Simpson, or Bret Michaels?
I was going to say Mae West, but probably Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, I would think Jessica Simpson too.
Yeah.
Or Bret Michaels. What do you think,
All right.
Kevin?
I'll take Cameron
Bret
Diaz.
Michaels is what I'm thinking.
You're thinking Bret? Okay, we're going for Bret Michaels. All right. Oh, really? Cameron Diaz? She doesn't even have breasts. How would she know it's gravity?
That's why I said what I said.
That was terrible. All right. Which action hero said this? After I die, I'll probably come back as a paintbrush. That's a weird. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hey, we were just talking about Arnold. Jason Statham or Sylvester Stallone?
I'll second that. I think Stallone.
I say Stallone. Sylvester Stallone.
You know what? Just because I don't like going with the grain, I'm going for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You know what? It feels like Schwarzenegger. I'm still sticking with Stallone.
I'll go with Statham, but Stallone has a wacky family. It's
Statham would never say that.
He did.
Stallone. Stallone. Oh, Adrian. Come on. How many people have said that? Which
Everyone.
rock star said this? It's really hard to maintain a one-on-one relationship if the other person is not going to allow me to be with other people.
Mark Wahlberg in Rockstar.
Mick Jagger, Axl Rose, or Jim Morrison? Ooh, that's a tough one.
If I can think out loud,
yeah,
I don't think Jim Morrison. I think his cards were on the table. Like, boom, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think Axl Rose.
Yeah, you don't. Oh, there you go. You're right. You're right. You got it. You got it.
If you like, did you just change it real quick? We'll give him Axl Rose. It was actually Mick. It was Mick Jagger from Free Jack.
I know. We didn't even get to guess.
It was John Madden.
No, it was John Madden.
All right. Which Golden Globe winning performer said this? I'd rather smoke crack than eat cheese from a tin.
All of them.
Cheese is awesome.
Sounds like a British person. Hugh Grant, Eddie Murphy, or Gwyneth Paltrow? I'm gonna go with Hugh Grant. That's a tin. Who calls it a tin?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
What do you think, my friend? Here's the deal. No disrespect to Eddie Murphy, but he lost his way in a Divas sort of manner at Coming to America point. I could see him saying that. I'm going to lean to Hugh Grant because, like you said, who says tin? I say Hugh Grant.
All right.
But I could see Eddie Murphy trying to be like that guy.
Yeah, I could.
Gwyneth.
I say Gwyneth Paltrow.
All right, 2 for Gwyneth, 2 for Hugh, and the suspicion of Eddie Murphy. What do we got? What's the answer?
All right. All of them.
All of them have said that? That's incredible. They all need to star in a movie called
That's insane that all 3 of them have said that.
Cheese Tins of Beverly Hills.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow.
All right. Yeah.
Is she British? She's not British, is she?
Nah.
So she was just trying to be British like Madonna.
She's
her mom's Blythe Danner.
Who's that
from
again?
like Blythe Danner. She's an actress. You'd remember her from like Meet the Parents. She was Robert De Niro's wife.
Talented.
Oh yeah, I like
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, she's great.
I didn't know that was her mother. Oh wow.
Look at that. The show's educational now.
It is. We're learning, Kevin.
You are.
All right, which golfing legend? You know, why is Kevin on the main square?
Because he's awesome.
There, Kevin.
Oh, wow, we got bumped.
Yes.
I got relegated.
See, it's the Danny McDermott show, buddy. All right, that's what happens. All right, let's bring everybody big again. I don't want to be the big guy here. Which golfing legend said this? I owe a lot to my parents, especially my mother and father.
Tiger Woods was
Dude, that is
definitely
awesome.
not him. Okay, so
Jack Nicholson, Greg Norman, or Arnold Palmer. I could see Jack Nicholson saying that now that he's kind of lost it up there a little bit.
you can see Jack Nicholson saying that, but what about Jack Nicklaus?
There you go.
Oh, geez, I didn't. Did I read it as Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, I actually watched as good as it gets last night. I showed a friend who'd never seen it.
You know what's funny? What was that, Asif? What was that, Asif?
I was wondering when did Jack Nicholson pick up golfing professionally?
Right.
Probably during those couple of years between Kobe Bryant and LeBron James.
Dude, I've been doing that all night. I did it with the movies. I did it with Dreamscape and Interspace.
Interscape.
I mixed them together. I'm a mess, Kevin. I'm a mess.
Right.
Interscape
here before the show, Danny.
Interscape starring Jack Nicholson as a golfer. Jack Nicholson plays Jack Nicklaus.
Perfect.
That's great.
Greg Norman. Wow.
I didn't even know who that guy is. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that's something none of our fans know golfers. First of all,
he's the shark.
How are they gonna guess? Okay, which international star said this? I've got taste. It's inbred in me.
Randy Quaid.
Inbred in me.
That's Britney Spears.
Kim Kardashian, David Hasselhoff, or Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton.
That is
100% Paris Hilton.
I
But
don't
then
know.
again, honorary mention Kim Kardashian.
I'm thinking Hasselhoff.
Inbred?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking Hasselhoff said that. I'm thinking.
All right, hold on. Before the answer, if I may.
Yeah.
If he said that, it was during his burger crusade when he was drunk as shit on the floor.
That was one crusade. I think he did a lot of crusades.
Hasselhoff, he nailed it.
I think Susanna's changing the answers behind the scenes.
I think a turkey carcass was his co-star
Look
in
it
that
up, man.
video.
Look it up.
But it could have been a burger. He started with all the major meats.
Is that it? Is that all we got?
His work with brisket was genius.
Guys, you guys have been amazing. This has been an amazing show. I want to thank you guys. Where can they find you? We've already got Asif.
That's a good question. Where can they find me?
What do you want to promote, Anthony?
Well, you can just find me on Mondo_video on Instagram. So at Mondo_video. So
is that your video store?
One of them.
So you own a series of them, huh?
We're developing one for the public. Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Any investors?
I mean, we're always looking, but we're pretty good right now. So
okay, then my movie. My movie. My
shitty splatter ideas from yesterday have to go first. But
I was thinking of house brand popcorn. Let's make money first.
Yes.
Guys, thank you so much for being on the show. You guys are welcome back anytime. We're going to definitely bring you guys back. You can find us on social media. We're on Facebook. The YouTube is a good way to find us. We are going to get a website as soon as Kevin gets off his ass, and because I blame everything on Kevin. And guys, thank you so much for hanging out, and success to all of us. How about that, huh?
Most definitely. And be well this year, 2021. We got this.
2021 is going to be better.
2021, a step in the right direction.
A step. A step.
Amen.
Kevin, that's the slogan. That's the slogan. You just gave us the slogan, Kevin.
There you go. Think of our love.
Interscape the motion picture.
I know. I can't believe I did that.
It's awesome. It's happening. Joe
All
Dante
right, guys.
can't wait to make it.
Inner dream.
Just make sure I'm casting it. All right, guys.
Be well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good
Stick
to see
around
you.
after the
Shout
show,
out to
guys.
Susanna. Good job. Good job.
Good job, Susanna. Guys, thank you so much. And guys, stick around if you want for a second after the show.
Cool.
Nope.